Hello, my gorgeous angels. Welcome back to our channel and welcome back to another reading. Today we do have a pick a pile reading, and we're going to be addressing how your person feels about you, how your crush feels about you, what are they thinking, and maybe also we could potentially try to extract some form of next actions that might be on the cards for you. You do have pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. Keep in mind, this is a timeless reading, so it is good for whenever you come across this video. Feel free to pause it. Feel free to think about what is the pile that is calling you the most, or piles, and I will see you in a little bit in your reading. See you soon. Hello, my gorgeous pile number 1. You chose this beautiful card, Wind Chimes, with the keywords peace and harmony. Wind chimes are great, right? They're all about connecting with nature. They're all about peace. They're all about the neutralization of energy. So I don't know if there was some form of I don't want to say bad blood, or maybe some form of weird energy in between you and this particular person. It could be. This is not for all, but it could. Especially because wind chimes are really for this neutralization, right? Bringing in positive energies or removal of negative energy, allowing for the renewal of some form of energy here. So it might be that there is something soothing about the feelings that we might encounter, especially if this is somebody that you have been with. We're going to be exploring who this person is for you. There might have been the need to cleanse a little bit, maybe not just for them, but maybe for you also. All right. I love the card that you chose, and especially because keywords of peace and harmony are always good, especially when it comes to a sense of emotion and a sense of thought. Lovely. Okay, let's see who this person is for my gorgeous pile number 1s. Spirit guardians and ancestors, who is this person for pile number 1? How would you describe pile 1's crush? Wow, gorgeous. Pile number 1. We're going to be taking some tarot alongside this astrology cards, but right from the bat, they can be an air sign. They don't have to be, but we do have the card of air with connection, and we do have the wind chime, which is also something that is moved by the wind, which is an element of air. So this person can be a Gemini, a Libra, or an Aquarius. They don't have to be. Don't be too stuck on zodiac signs. But this is definitely somebody that you thought would be with you for the long run. Especially having the part of fortune in the North Node within this particular reading. It is definitely a connection that you praise. It's definitely a connection that you cherish. It's definitely a connection that means a lot to you. And especially one that you can kind of feel the potential of it. You can almost see where things would be going, and you're happy about it. There is something that is not just here in the present. There is potentially, especially with North Node and part of fortune, a vision of how things could be in the future for this particular connection. It's definitely somebody that you feel extremely close to. Maybe with part of fortune and North Node, someone that for some of you could have potentially parted ways, right? We had this degree of connection, and maybe because of our pursuits, our individual pursuits, maybe we parted ways a little bit, and maybe this comes back around. But this is definitely a connection where you felt the degree of extreme potential, and not just you. I believe that this is something that both of you would have felt. Especially here with this connection and this kind of swirly thing coming in, there is a reflection to all of it. So I think that would come, what would you think it would be the potential of the connection? This person also did. And maybe you are somebody here with this particular energy that still believes in it. Even if the path doesn't seem like a straight line, you know, here the path is a little bit squiggly, or maybe if we have to kind of come back to point A and understand how we'll get to point C, I think that this is something that you still believe in. Spirit guardians and ancestors, how would you describe this person for pile number 1? How would you describe this person for pile number 1? How would you describe their crush? King of Wands. Very seasoned. Can be an air sign. They don't have to be. All right. But definitely here with the King of Wands and the Seven of Cups, maybe somebody who was very indecisive. Maybe somebody who had quite a lot of things in their plate, or maybe was wanting to understand if this was a connection that they wanted to be part of. Wow. Wow. Yeah, this is definitely somebody, for the majority of you, this is somebody that this is not a new thing, all right? If this is a new thing, one of you is extremely hindered by a past connection still. It doesn't have to be a person, but there is something from the past that is a little bit of a block for me to be able to open up to the full potential of a connection at this particular time. If none of you is really hooked up in anything, this is the past connection that we are hooked up in. So either this is somebody new in which one of you is hooked up to a previous connection, not to a person, but maybe to some form of vulnerabilities that come from that, or this is somebody that we had something very beautiful, King of Wands, Queen of Wands, no joke, all right? This is a very connecting energy, definitely somebody that you felt extremely drawn to, and not just that, they feel very drawn to you also in the same degree. Having the King of Wands and the Queen of Wands is divine counterpart energy. I don't like to use that term lightly, and I don't like to use that term just in vain. What I mean by what I'm trying to say is that King of Wands to the Queen of Wands, it's almost like a very beautiful couple. You do things in the same manner. You like the same things. You react the same way. You deal with things in a very similar way, which is extremely attractive. Both of you are extremely confident in your own little way. At least you do exude that. You're fun to be around. You light up a room, both of you. There's a lot of fire, passion, inspiration, individually and also together. I don't know if you were forced to abandon something here with the Eight of Cups because of someone's indecision, though. This might have been somebody who either had too much on their plate or had options, or didn't really know if they should stay single, if they should pursue something. And you were like, I don't know if I want somebody who is so indecisive, because you are so strong-willed and assertive to other things. But it seems like right now you can't really fully make a decision, or this person could not make a decision. And I don't know if you were not really forced to kind of understand, all right, I'm not fulfilled here. I want someone that chooses me as fast as they choose something, or as fast as they act on something. You both resonate incredibly well with each other when it comes to acting on something that you truly want. So maybe there is a little bit of a block, or there was a block when it comes to this person acting accordingly to what they would say, or giving it a sense of direction, especially on an emotional level. It could be somebody who painted such a great thing. We are going there. This is going to be amazing, our connection. I can envision me, you, a house, children, and 3 dogs. But then never really put a lot of effort in that particular direction. Because I believe that if somebody was forced to leave, or forced to kind of disconnect and walk away, it might have been you. Or at least it kind of feels to me like you was the feminine part of this particular relationship that was kind of, all right, I'm not really fulfilled with this. I'm not fulfilled with somebody that acts so fast on other things, and something that they said that they want, I don't really see a lot of action being put. And this is difficult, because I believe you're someone who's very creative. King of Wands, and they are as well, don't get me wrong. King of Wands, Queen of Wands, very creative, very envisioning. Definitely your mind is a little bit of a wonderland. of ideas, of sparks, and having somebody with whom you connect in such a deeper level, having to, in painting that in your mind of how things could be, this is definitely something that I believe you go back to. And difficult for you to just, open up to new opportunities here, because the Ten of Swords is really blocking that fool there of embracing new opportunities that might come in love. For the majority of you, I do believe that you dealt with somebody who was extremely indecisive, and you were just like, I want somebody who chooses me. I want to feel like this person is here for the long run and not just for a little bit or for a vacation. For others of you, it could be that we might have met this person on holiday, and it was very intense and it was great, and I can't really get that thought out of my mind. But there might have been either some issue with readiness in between you two, or some issue, of course, when it comes to one of you dealing with the distance or the long distance part of the connection. But if this is somebody new, lovely pile one, if this is somebody new, one of you is hooked up on something from the past. I would really say that this is somebody that you're still, quote unquote, grieving or have a sense of loss for or about. I don't blame you, to be honest. It seems great. It feels beautiful. And I do believe that you really feel the potential that you and this person have. And I do believe that they saw it as well. I would like to see how this person feels about you. I think, unfortunately, there was, for some of you, maybe, 3 is a crowd, or somebody who is in between you and the indecision of being in a relationship or single is a crowd as well. And I don't think that you were able to deal with that very, very well. And you chose yourself, and rightfully so. Very, very proud of you for doing that, pile one. Lovely, lovely pile number one. Spirit guides and ancestors, how does this person feel towards pile number one currently? Spirit guides and ancestors, how does this person feel towards pile number one currently? Spirit guides and ancestors, how does pile one's person feel towards them currently? Yeah, pile number one, it does really resonate with this wind chime situation. Really, really, which is interesting. All right, how do you want this, please? Thank you. Wow. Okay. Pile number one, to be honest with you, I think that this person really needed this peace and calm. And when I see energies like this, right, peace, harmony, I always love to see those key words, and I believe that I didn't really make myself very clear in the beginning on why that is. When you reach a sense of peace or calm or harmony about something that you feel or about something that you think, that is way better when it comes to understanding what can be the line of action. Because when you don't operate through peace or harmony, you will operate through urgency, or you will operate through bitterness, or you will operate through anger. If you have somebody who is in peace or harmony about the way that they feel, this is definitely something that will lead to probably an action, and probably to somebody to understand, all right, I feel like this. I have to be honest with myself. Because we're taking away any sort of hot-headed energy that could have been there before, which is great. When it comes to how this person feels about you, you do have a statement right away there with the Seven of Pentacles, all right? It's not the time yet, I have to be honest. But this person still believes in an opportunity in between you two. Seven of Pentacles almost sees whatever happened in between you two as a little bit of a break, rather than something that was an end of a book. So what we have here with the Seven of Pentacles is someone who feels like one of you, either you or them, it doesn't matter, or maybe both, had to mature or grow out of a situation, or grow within a situation, or mature within a situation. And this is definitely something that they feel they're doing daily. And I think that this is bringing more and more the idea that things can pick up pace again. Seven of Pentacles is just waiting for the perfect moment to be able to reap a specific fruit, to be able to be ready for something, right? When fruits start to ripe, that's when we kind of take them out, because they're sweeter and they're good for consumption. And the Seven of Pentacles is that. But all the work that came before, right? We just only see the fruit in the shell, for instance, right? For people that only buy them. But for people that grow them, all the things that go from the seed to the fruit are quite a lot of work, and is a daily type of work. And especially here with the Four of Swords, very similar to the wind chime, someone who feels calm. They think about you quite a lot with the Four of Swords. There's definitely a meditation or a contemplation of some sort. But there is an easier way that I believe they're dealing with the situation. This is not somebody being unbothered, all right? Especially here with the Empress and the Six of Cups there that you have. This is no whatsoever somebody feeling unbothered. But maybe for some of you, this doesn't have to be you or them maturing out of an attitude. As we said before, maybe we were pursuing two very individual things and like focusing on our own individual pursuits. We had too much on the table and somebody didn't feel like they had a place in someone's life. And maybe right now, when I feel like something is ending and I feel like I am able to understand that this phase of my life is coming to an end, I might be able to understand what I feel is lacking in what I had before, that I am missing so much at the moment, right? Is making amends. Because when it comes, the most difficult energy that you can have here is the Seven of Pentacles and the Four of Swords. And it's what we start with, which is an energy of weight, of patience, of having to tend to something before something is ready. But after that, you do have the Page of Pentacles, the Six of Cups, the Ace of Swords, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Empress. I don't know if this person feels a bit diminished when it comes to you. Because when it comes to how you view this person or how this person is for you, you put them as equals. King of Wands, Queen of Wands, very equal. We like the same things. We're very similar. We're kind of flower from the same pot, right? We're two pieces of an orange. We're very, very similar. But this person puts them as a page and you as the Queen of Pentacles. There's a big difference that goes in between one and the other. And this is a compliment to you, by the way. But I don't know if monetarily you would be ahead of this person at a certain point. I don't know if this person is younger. I don't know if in terms before when we were trying to see how what happened, maybe this person was still studying. Even if we are the same age, people have different timings. Maybe this person was studying and you were already making a living by yourself, and maybe they didn't really feel like that would be conceivable. You know, there's people that have those particular I don't remember the word, but you know, sometimes that causes some form of difficulty for somebody to deal with. But essentially, you put yourselves, you and your person, in the same pedestal, beautifully equal. But they put themselves inferiorly to you. You almost like they see you greater than them. There might be a fear here, all right, of you not really wanting some form of offer. They feel like there is still potential for both of you to start something new, something that is palpable, and especially something that would lack the confusion, but have the ritualistic or consistent manner or consistent consistent tendencies that you would like. Pentacle is great, it's palpable, is almost ritualistic. We know what we expect. We know where things are heading, even if it's slow. It doesn't matter. But I do believe that there is some form of practicality, simplicity, quite a lot of work being put in a very similar manner. This person is definitely within their fields here with the Six of Cups. It's a gorgeous energy. Definitely somebody that thinks about the past, has quite a lot of nostalgia, cherishes the story that you have in a great manner, in a beautiful manner. This is definitely somebody who appreciates the story that you have and that is gaining some form of clarity, or feels like he's gaining some form of clarity about what they lost. Because there is something that you would offer them when it comes to being there. It's almost like they represent you as being almost like a rock of a person here. And this opportunity that they have is not for a vacancy, is not for a vacation, quote unquote, as we said before. It's for something, for an opportunity for us to grow together, especially with the Empress. Empress is a great card to have on the bottom of the deck to understand what would be the intention of it. And it's definitely for us to co-create something together that is based on love, nurturing, confidence, and definitely something that would be surrounded by passion. I think that they still feel, however, that they are not in the same page as you are. And I don't know what that is. It might resonate with you, or it might be something that comes from their own self-esteem. But this person puts themselves lower. Or maybe it can be something that is exactly like that and they are just younger. And that would be something that for them is just a little bit weird or was difficult to accept in the past. But you do have someone here who cherishes your story so much, and there's so much comfortability and familiarity to the thought of you, to the feeling that they have for you. They love to live within it. They love to embrace it, to carry it, to have it, to hold. There might be definitely some form of songs here, especially with the wind chime and the Six of Cups. There might be something, some form of sound, some form of song, some form of situation that just kind of feel like, almost like a melody that feels like a memory. I don't know if they feel like they have been listening to songs that they used to listen to whenever you were together, or in whatever part you were together. But there is a remembrance, a beautiful remembrance here that is about to bring quite a lot of clarity. Of that is already, especially with the Ace of Swords and the Queen of Pentacles, bringing quite a lot of clarity about your level of nurturing, your level of you being a rock of a person, loyal, knowing who you are, what you want, and not really being willing to be movable by something that does not align with your standards, or something that does not align with yourself, which is beautiful. There's definitely an opportunity here for you and this person, and I would say that this could potentially come in fairly soon. We can see when this spirit guides and ancestors, is there any time that this particular offer from pile one's person could come in? This person feels like there is an opportunity, and we would like to know. No, these are too many. Spirit guides and ancestors. When could pile one expect some form of communication here? All right. This video is going to come out in the end of May, and if you're watching this video later on, just know that these are particular indications and might not resonate with everybody. But when it comes to June, and when it comes to November, we do have some things that might be significant about this particular connection and the development of that. For some of you, this person might take more time to understand or to finish this, because I think all of it is hooked up on something that needs to be finalized or complete or end here for this particular person, or even them understanding whenever the time is better. When do I feel like the time is better for me to bring pile number one, this opportunity I feel so much that we still have? something that I think about so much here and that I hold so close to my heart based on the way that I so much love the story of both of us. This is definitely a beautiful thing. This person never really felt like your ending or your parting ways was finite. They felt it was just that. It was a parting ways and a see you soon for us to be able to regain something here. Of course, that it can have come with their sets of challenges. Absolutely. Not wanting to put a light-hearted touch on something that might have been quite complicated for you, pile number one. But there is a wanting here for us to restart something. I think that this person just had to see things in a little bit of a different way, or definitely something that had to happen for them to feel like they're ready to open up again for something here. This is what I have for you, my gorgeous pal number one. I love you very, very, very much, and you have a lovely rest of your day. Bye! Hello, my gorgeous pile number two. You choose these beautiful cards with the keyword box and the keywords as well. You will receive a gift. All right, so this is quite nice. It could be that this reading is a gift to you. Maybe we're going to be uncovering a way that this person feels about you that you're not aware of, right? This looks like quite a special kind of treasure chest. Usually inside treasure chests, there are beautiful things or things that we keep dearly or that we hold close, and some things that might be special. So maybe there might be a way that is difficult for you to read this person. Maybe this person is a little bit of its own safe, right? Maybe they are somebody who is difficult to read or somebody who is difficult to understand, especially in the way that they feel or what they think. Or maybe this is somebody that you're with, and maybe this is a literal gift that this person would like to give you, especially sometimes in representation of the affection and the love that they have for you. So I would like to see who this person is for you in specific. I think that that is important, especially as well for you to know if you are in the right reading or in the right pile. So spirit guides and ancestors, this reading is for our gorgeous pile number twos. All right, who is this person for pile number two? Spirit guides and ancestors, who is this person for pile number two? Give us some information here. Spirit guides and ancestors, who is this person for pile number two? Wow, gorgeous pile number two. For the majority of you, and to be fair, I would say probably for all, I would say that this is somebody that you have been with. If this is not somebody that you have been with or are with at this particular moment, this is what I mean. This is somebody, all right, that you have been with for some time before something ended, all right? But for the majority of you, I would say that there is a small percentage of where this could be an ex. I think that this is somebody that you're with, all right? Especially with the persistence there, communication and part of your fortune. All right, this might be somebody here that you are with for quite some time. They can be Capricorn, they don't have to be. We also have Leo, all right, and we have Mercury, which would encapsulate Gemini and Virgo. So they could be one of those signs, but they don't have to be. But essentially, this is somebody that you have been talking with for quite some time, all right? Maybe a connection that started in a very lighthearted manner. Maybe a connection, especially there with Leo, that where you felt seen, or maybe both of you felt seen. Maybe something that would shine through, or that would bring some form of light to your life. All right, but maybe a specific thing, especially here, either you are in communication stage with this person, but I wouldn't say that this is necessarily new, because with Capricorn, there is some work and effort that has been placed for a while, all right? And especially there with Mercury, this could potentially be in a communication type stage, so maybe we're dating, right? And Leo there with creativity, maybe things are just a little bit up in the air, but we like what we have, and we have been like this for a while. And especially with part of fortune, somebody that, regardless of the stage that you're in with this person, talking stage, dating stage, or girlfriend, boyfriend, or partners type of relationship already, this is somebody with whom you see quite a great deal of future with, especially with part of fortune being there. You are aware that things don't have to be a straight line. Things sometimes are squiggly, or things sometimes can go right, left, but eventually we're going to get to the point where we are supposed to be. But I wouldn't say that this is necessarily new. So if you just met somebody, all right, and you are here in this reading, I wouldn't say that this is for you. You might have started like that, but I think that there is a little bit of a story here. Even if there is a dating stage, or a talking stage, there is a story. This is something that feels, at least it feels intense to me. It feels like something that keeps on heading, keeps on going. And maybe we haven't really made some form of important decisions to what we are, where we're going, what is this, and maybe this gift is an expression of that is coming towards you based on how this person feels. Maybe you feel, oh, it has been so much time that we're just kind of dating and nothing really seems to happen when it comes to making some form of decision or some form of detrimental move when it comes to making this more quote unquote, not saying that this is not stable, but something that is palpable, something that you know where you are, where you stand. Not saying that you don't, but in a label type way, type manner. So I want to know a little bit more about this person. Spirit guardians and ancestors, what can you tell us more about Pautu's person, please? Spirit guardians and ancestors, what can you tell us more about Pautu's person? We have Leo again. Let's see. You have been in limbo with this person. This person was not in a rush, or you were not in a rush, or both of you were not in a rush. We were just pausing to reevaluate something here. Or we were just pausing our connection. Not that there was a literal pause in the connection, not whatsoever. Hangman does not take away any sort of feeling and does not take away anything that you could be living, but it does take away major change, and it does take away major decisions, and it does take away major steps. And having the Hangman in the reverse, it could be that right now we're starting to feel like things are progressively changing, even if micro changing a little bit. But I think that this stage was important, you know, because we kind of feel here with Strength card, what are the things that we lack? What are the things that this person for you has, and vice versa? And how can we grow together in a fortifying manner? Especially here with Strength, this is definitely somebody with whom you share a very intense bond. But especially with Strength, it could be that you are slightly different in certain things. And there's nothing wrong with that whatsoever. But Strength brings this ability to bridge each other, which is great, is magnificent, is incredible. And right now, this is definitely something that might be starting to keep up pace. I don't think that you have box by chance. I do believe that you have box because something is coming. You're going to uncover a new side of your relationship, getting into uncharted territory that you haven't been before. Because we come from a very static energy, all right? Being in the reverse means that there are some form of energy here that you could potentially already be feeling or are going to be feeling very, very soon. All right, especially when it comes to movement, assertivity, things happening, things going in a direction that feels incredible. Because the hangman sometimes prioritizes other things. He's not ready to make a decision, so he just puts things on limbo, puts things on pause. I put myself on pause here with pile number 2, or maybe pile number 2 placed themselves on pause because they were not ready for something. They were not in a rush. They didn't want to make major decisions, and they wanted to understand if we could really grow together and bridge each other in the best way possible. And after we acknowledge that, definitely something that has all the legs to walk the mile, to run the mile, whatever you want to call it. But this is definitely somebody with whom you share similar inspirations, where you share similar ideas. You definitely share similar senses of humor, and you definitely share an ability to have great sense of conversation. There's a lot of passion, a lot of sensuality. There is a lot of intellectual attraction also, which is great. And both of you feel a strong pull to each other and want to readjust to each other. Almost like creating your own share box, quote unquote. Yeah, no pun intended. Where we can fit each other instead of forcing one to fit in other person's box. I feel, however, that it has been a long time coming, especially here with Capricorn to describe this person. It could really be that this person has their own individual pursuits, and, you know, at a specific, or you do, in a particular point, this was competing with the ability of opening up to a romantic endeavor, or kind of dimming the ability of me putting quite a lot of effort into it. And maybe you're here because you're like, you know, we've been in this talking stage for a while. Is this person losing interest because nothing really happens? Excuse me. Because nothing really happens. I wouldn't say so. We're going to read for their feelings, but this is definitely somebody who feels like they're making a major decision here when it comes to where to take your connection towards. And I believe that this is going to feel very good. It's going to feel very nice. I do believe that the static-y or limbo-ish position that this connection could have been through, or went through, maybe, is over, all right, or is nearly over, because this being in the reverse means that it was upright at a certain point in time, meaning that things were just not moving at all. Things were stale. Or maybe we felt like we were doing some form of sacrifices here. You know, especially if somebody is too career driven and feels like sometimes losing that individuality to romance can be tough. But let's see how this person feels about you. So far, so good. Gorgeous pile number 2. So far, so good. Let's see. Spirit guides and ancestors, this reading is for our gorgeous pile number 2. How does pile number 2's person feel towards them? Spirit guides and ancestors, how does pile number 2's person feel towards them? Love to see the Knight of Pentacles, because if there's a knight that would bring you a literal box, that would be the Knight of Pentacles. What else? Wow. Mm-hmm. Wow, Lovers on the bottom of the deck. Gorgeous pile number 2. Lovely reading, lovely reading. I want to clarify the Hangman before we start, because I think that this is a theme. All right, here for this particular person. However, this has to do with going one step further in your relationship. All right, Knight of Pentacles goes into uncharted territory. Yes, it's slow. Yes, it's is sometimes slow, very, very slow. All right. However, they bring the practicality, they bring the simplicity, and they want to be victorious here with you on something. But I think that they are really trying to understand what is the best way to do it. And it has to do with the contract, whatever it is that it means for you. You know, for instance, imagine that we have been in a talking stage and I'm ready to make pile to my labeled partner, right? My girlfriend, my boyfriend, my partner. That would be this, all right? Imagine that you have been with this person for a while. Career has been in the way. We are already labeled girlfriend, boyfriend. This would be this going into the next stage of a relationship, marriage, if whatever it is that this means for you. Sometimes it's just sharing bracelets, all right? Some people don't see marriage as society does, right? As a promise, in a way. Some people do. And with the Justice, the Six of Pentacles, and the Lovers, and the Knight of Pentacles, that is definitely here as well, if that is what you go by. All right, Spirit Guardians and Ancestors, what is this Hangman here for how Pile 2's person feels towards them? Yeah. There is a change. They're getting ready for change. They don't know what is the best way to pop the question here. Especially with that Hangman. They want everything to go incredibly well. They want everything to go beautifully. They want things to go in the right way possible, or the best way possible. Sometimes Hangman really put themselves in a position where they have to think. All right, I know that I want to do this. What is the best way for me to do it? I have to think a little bit. I have to kind of enlighten myself when it comes to how to do this particular thing. How would Pile 2 like me to offer them this? How would Pile 2 like me to say these words, or would they like me to take them on dinner? Would they like a question or a proposal that would be more individual, or they would like something that would be more community-like? Would they like their friends to be present? Would they like their family to be present? Would they like it to be just me and them? So there is a big thought in how I can make it creative, loving, bubbly, but also understanding how that is important, especially when it comes to a transition in a relationship, or when it comes to a step. Think about judgment. Judgment is a decision, right? Essentially, a transformation. We do know that a decision that we're making is going to impact our present and therefore our future. But they want to do it. They just want to do it in the best way possible. This is definitely somebody who believes in your connection massively, believes in this opportunity, knows that they're going into an uncharted territory here with a Knight of Pentacles, but they want to provide you with everything that the world can give. And I'm not saying this when it comes to money. It could be, all right, as well. But when it comes to a relationship, mutual respect, practicality, simplicity, consistency, trust, loyalty, and there is this sense of wanting to bring you something, to stretch that out. And they want to be victorious. They want everything to go incredibly well. I don't know if this person is one of major... this person strikes me as very simple, all right? Not that that is bad. I love simple people. I think that is the best. That is one of the best things. But they strike me as very simple, but they really want to make an impact. They feel very attracted to you. They're very attracted to you, very passionate about you. They find you very, very, very beautiful. They feel like you shine, and they really want you to feel seen. They want you to feel courted. They want you to feel loved. They want you to feel like you're on a stage, or that you are deserving of this particular spotlight. And they don't want anything to go in a way that they don't envision. They want everything to go in a specific position. And this has to do with some form of contract. That could lead to some form of contract here. all right, is creating something for both of you, right? A box has endless possibilities of what's inside. But there is definitely something here about being time, or them feeling like it's time for a partnership or a contract in between you two, whatever it is the stage that you are in the relationship. This person feels very drawn to you. They feel like you are their ideal partner. Having the lovers on the bottom of the deck, this is definitely surrounding a new opportunity in love for you within the connection that you already have, but something that feels refreshing, something that feels new and good, something that adds an extra layer, extra step, an extra foundation to what you share with this person. This person is very attracted to you, emotionally, intellectually, physically, but there's something else. There's something else that draws this person in every time, and they want to work on it. They want to show you that they're there to work on it as much as they might work on other stuff. This is definitely somebody who feels like it's the right time for them to pop a specific question, or for them to take things in another direction. This person loves you immensely, immensely, and they want to reciprocate you immensely as well. There's a lot of cards of balance here, and you do have quite a lot of sixes within your reading. You do have the Six of Pentacles, the Six of Wands, and you also have the Lovers, which is the Six of the Major Arcana. Sixes are about harmony and love. It's a very nurturing number, and I love it to be here within your reading. But more than that, when it comes to Temperance, this person feels like your connection brings them so much contentment, so much happiness, so much peace, so much calm. And Temperance being here does not necessarily mean that everything that you endured is calm and calculated and harmonious. But it is a beautiful reminder of your ability to go against the tides. This person does feel like you both have the beautiful ability to endure things together. There is definitely a sense here that this person feels like it's the right time for them to take this step and show you how much they love you. And no amount of cards that I can pull will match what this person has in store for you. And that's why you will receive a gift, a box. We don't know what's inside, and no amount of cards that I can take will describe what this is for you, because it's something that is very special. It's something that this person wants to make perfect, bubbly, inspiring, creative, something out of the box. I think you're going to find a side to this person that maybe, it's there. It's not a question that you don't know that it's there, but it's something that is just a reiteration of that, which is lovely. There is definitely a big surprise here for you, and I don't want to spoil anything. And I don't really think that your spirit guides would allow me to do that. I think that if you are doubting something about your relationship at this particular moment, especially its path, because of the fact of maybe things not really changing massively for some time, I would say that you're up for a beautiful surprise. And I wouldn't say that you have anything to fear. I would say that yes, this person is slow, but this path that was slow brought in the practicality, the foundation, and really the field for us to be able to build, quote unquote, the home in. Temperance being here also is a little bit of a message for you of divine timing. Things didn't happen before because they should not have happened before. This is the best timing for things to happen for you. And I don't want to spoil the surprise, but there's definitely something here that you're going to be utterly amazed by, and filled by love about. This person loves you immensely, and just very happy that they are taking their time to really make this one day to celebrate at the end of the day. I love you very much, pile number 2. Nothing to worry about, but everything to expect. Love you very much. Have a lovely day. Hello, my gorgeous pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. You chose this tea leaf cards with the word pineapple and also with the keyword reconciliation. Well, it kind of feels quite obvious that probably this pile will have to do with making up or getting something back on track, or maybe somebody who might feel like they would like to start something new, or maybe you would feel, you know, that you would like to give this person another chance in that way. Because for you, and if you think about a pineapple, you can get it very, very sweet, or there's some parts of it who are bitter, sweeter. So maybe the feeling that you also have, gorgeous pile 3, towards this person can be bittersweet. Maybe there's things about them that are incredible, or things about your relationship that were pretty magical and pretty sweet. However, other things that could also have this more bitter connotation, are things that we are just a little bit tense or disappointed about. So, but let's see who this person is for you, shall we? Let's start with this astrology cards. If the zodiac signs do not correspond with your person, do not really fear. It's just we're getting a little bit of a sense of who this person is for our gorgeous pile number 3s. Spirit guides and ancestors, how would you describe this person for pile number 3? Spirit guides and ancestors, how would you describe pile 3's person? Spirit guides and ancestors, how would you describe pile 3's person? Interesting. We do have relationship here. I don't know if this is somebody that you are in a relationship with, and reconciliation could be regarding, you know, making up after some sort of difficult time that we had. This doesn't have to be a full-on reconciliation because we're not really with this person. It could be that we're going through a period of time that has been a little bit tough and a little bit difficult. But for the majority of you, I do believe that you might not be with this person. Just because the first card that we have is Aquarius. Aquarius, especially there with the keyword individuality, it might be somebody who, not just now being quite individualistic, maybe during the connection as well. Aquarius is very sharp when it comes to their mind, is very intelligent, but can be a bit aloof at times, and it can be quite individualistic as well. And maybe sometimes there is a hard time that people can have, and maybe you, Pile 3, with getting to know what they really are feeling in that particular way. Because what comes out, especially when they talk about their feelings, seems like a rationalized or intellectualized version of what that can be or what that is. But definitely somebody who had their beautiful times. Because here with Aquarius individuality, but then having the sun, there's a lot of things about this person that are highlighted for you in a beautiful manner. Maybe, you know, the distance from this person kind of just highlights how good things were. And I wouldn't say that this is just for you. I think that this is for them also at the end of the day. The sun is very vibrant, is warm, is happy energy, is very generating and creating, right? Is a source of something good, of something beautiful. And definitely there with a North Node, somebody that you feel you would like to have something else with. North Node in our charts or in our birth charts is usually where we tend to go, or where the energy that we should be embracing as our life progresses. We come from our South Node, and we have to learn how to embrace the North at the end of the day. So there is distance. Right now it seems like it's somebody that you are individual from, or that there is this difficult way that we're meeting halfway, or a difficult way that we're able to communicate our emotions regarding something. But it's definitely somebody with whom you were in a relationship with. I wouldn't put this as somebody that is new. While it could be there with Aquarius, we could clarify. Spirit guides and ancestors, here for pile number 3. What do you mean by Aquarius? Yeah, definitely somebody with whom you were in a relationship with. I think they maybe were just a little bit tough on the edges, you know. Sometimes 9 of Wands here can be somebody who holds up so many things and not really lets go of something. Or maybe if you're talking about emotions, or if you're talking about things that we go through and that demand, or where a conversation could be essential and necessary, it could be somebody who leaves out key elements or leaves out important things. And especially there with Aquarius, and especially here with the Seven of Swords, it could be somebody who felt very strategic or very diplomatic about the way that they wanted something, or that the way that they talked about some things. But also with the Seven of Swords, there could be something here that could bring that bittersweet energy to the pineapple, right? Seven of Swords can be tough, especially when it comes to deceiving energy or not very honest energy, almost like finding a little bit of a shortcut to something that I'm feeling or something that happened, which can be tough. And maybe you felt like, well, we were together and things were great and beautiful. There is a part of them that is difficult, or was difficult for you to get to know. This doesn't mean that this person cheated on you. Well, for some, could, with the Seven of Swords here, but I think it's just a wall that existed, that it feels impenetrable, especially here with the Seven of Swords. Maybe this person is not very comfortable within their own emotions, or without sharing their own emotions. You know, spirit guides and ancestors. What else? What else about pile three's person, please? Yeah, I think, definitely. This is, to be fair, gorgeous pile number three. This is definitely somebody that would not back down for some sort of opinion for the majority of you. I don't know if there were things that we were a little bit different on. I don't think fully different. At the end of the day, we do have a Four of Wands there. But I think that there might have been some things that we weren't really able to agree on. And instead of kind of talking through it and trying to bridge each other, trying to find a halfway point, this person kind of just wanted to, speed up. Okay, that's fine. We don't agree on this, so let's just roll the dice. Let's just keep on moving. But that can be tough, because then the problems become cyclical. It just kind of keeps on happening and happening and happening until we really take that at face value. I don't think that this person would do it intentionally, though. I do believe that this person just wanted a good environment within the relationship. And maybe the comfortability or the non-comfortability of bringing some things up could really come from just wanting to have this non-argument environment, no disagreement environment. But sometimes disagreements can be good, especially when it comes to understanding what our pile three's needs and expectations when it comes to relationship, but also what this person's are. But I don't think that it feels like they expected something, but they didn't really communicate that, which can be a little bit tough or a little bit difficult. And if you are with this person, there is this emphasis on something that they're not really comfortable to talk about. And I don't know if this is because they think that this is going to disturb the nature of the relationship, but if they keep on being very individualistic about the way that they live or go about this thing that they are not really enjoying, or that it doesn't really vibe with them, or maybe that they feel uncomfortable with, it would be nice for them to be quite assertive about letting you know. We don't have to argue about it. We don't have to have a massive disagreement about it, or something that is extremely on borderline criticizing each other. We just have to say, look, you had this attitude, it didn't really vibe very well with me. That is completely okay. We're not all the same at the end of the day. You will know if this is if this would be a gaslighting type of energy, right? Because somebody cannot say that they like or dislike something that you did if you don't really see a major problem in that at the end of the day. But it doesn't really feel like that. This person just, I think, wanted everything to be good. And the problem is that if we don't really speak, about some stuff. You know, we cannot make things good just by ourselves or just by pressing play on things and we just forget about everything difficult that happened in the past. That's not how things work, because they will come back to the surface, right? If things are not talked about, released and healed, they will come back. It's just a matter of time. And I think that that was a little bit of a problem here, unfortunately. This person has to learn how to be more together rather than just being very individualistic. And this is not a fault of them. This is just, some people are more individualistic than others, but they have to learn how to live on a together manner as a team. And to be fair, is the same for people who like it very, very together. Sometimes they need to understand that there is this individualistic time that they need, and the other person might need also. Let's see how this person feels about you, shall we? Spirit guardians and ancestors, how does Pile 3's person feel about them? Spirit guardians and ancestors, how does Pile 3's person feel about them? Look at that, Pile 3. Okay. How do you want this? Alrighty. Lovely pile number 3. This is great. Okay, this is great. And especially if you're not communicating with this person, you can expect communication very, very soon. Especially here with the Hermit in the reverse, Knight of Wands there, being a court card. If you haven't been in communication, for those who haven't been in communication with this person, Hermit in the reverse would bring a coming out of a silence there. All right, and I'm going to just give you the heads up for 2 little things. If this is a reconciliation here, there are some things from the past, all right, that are being carried back into this. So there might be some things that we will have to talk about. Because on the bottom of the deck, having the Devil, it seems like this reconciliation or this kind of refresh of the connection or giving it a little bit of a spark if you are with this person, it could be just the same old cycle, all right, where we have things that are tempting and amazing and feel very pleasurable, but other things that are negative, especially when it comes to more difficult undercurrents of a connection. Especially here with the Devil, something is restraining, we have to break free from something here. This can be the way that we talk with each other. This can be the way that somebody is difficult to get to know. This can be the way that somebody just rather not say something for the sake of things being okay. We need to understand what's going on with our partner, because at the end of the day, if they don't really speak about it, we cannot be this, like, always mind readers to know that something pisses them off, or that they don't like something, or something is boring for them, or that something is just not incredible because it triggers some form of memories or difficult situations from the past. They have to be honest about it. They have to be open about that. They cannot expect that we are going to know everything. And we can be very empathetic and we can be very aware of the other person. But sometimes, if somebody is always expecting us to know what the situation holds, it can be tough, because not every time that is going to be the case. But I would like to, and I'm going to clarify this 10 of Wands and the 7 of Swords, but this is definitely somebody who feels very burdened about something that happened within your connection. All right, if this is the end of it, definitely somebody who still harbors this burden, or this as a burden. We're not really picking faults. If you were the one to blame, if they were the one to blame, it doesn't matter. 10 of Wands talks about an ending. We're not really picking anybody's fault. We're just saying, I'm burdened because things ended, or I'm burdened because we had this horrible disagreement, or I'm burdened because there's things that I'm worried so much about that are maybe being a little bit of a wedge in between me and pile number 3. And here with the Seven of Swords, it seems like something that comes up here, or that they want to create with you, comes from a very intense manner. All right, Knight of Wands is fast, is passionate, is inspired. So you can know that this person still has this attraction towards you, this passion. They find you inspiring. They find that your connection has so much potential, but they come in very fast. All right. And sometimes the Knight of Wands does not fully think. They feel something inspires them. I want it. I crave it. I want this so much. I'm going to charge for it fast. Because why? Because pile 3 ticks all my boxes. They are beautiful. They're kind. They are loyal. They are nurturing. I feel so cared for. I feel like pile 3 is a rock of a person. And I feel like pile 3 aligns with, quote unquote, the checklist that I have for an ideal partner here. Especially with the Nine of Cups. They do know that you are their wish fulfillment, straight up. And they do know that they are burdened and feel very burdened about the end of your connection, or whatever happened in your connection that could have caused a little bit of an edge there that we still kind of walk around. But the thing is that this person comes with all the intensity, the romance, the passion, the emotion, the cherishing, the compassion, and the understanding. But the issue here is that there's some things that they keep on being put back, that they keep on not open about. And if this is not something that for those by whom this person was not very honest with you about things that are not just concerning the relationship, but something that could be very individualistic about them, for instance, a cheating situation, where somebody really, really lied, there are some things that could be present here. There's a missing you incredibly much, missing this nurturing ability that you have, the ability that you have to tend to their needs, the ability that you have to be confident, to be calm, to be serene. They really identify you as their queen at the end of the day. But this worries me because there's something here that keeps on happening, or something here that feels like it keeps on happening. Or maybe they feel like something that they did in the past here with the Seven of Swords is difficult for you to overcome, or difficult for both of you to overcome as a couple. They're willing to try though. They're willing to try. This person is coming out of a introspecting period. They do know already with this Seven of Swords that there's something here that happened that can be difficult for you to overcome as a couple, or you as an individual. Maybe a situation where you didn't feel very respected. What I'm trying to say is this person wants a shortcut when it comes to getting back together. It can't be a shortcut anymore, because we have to speak about what's going on at the end of the day. And it can be minor, but we have to speak about it. What is the Seven of Swords here for how pile 3's person feels about them? Exactly. This, this thing about being non-argumentative, and I'm not saying that being argumentative is a good thing or a bad thing. I'm saying that sometimes if we want to speak about something, or if we want to take some steps in the relationship, we can't really be afraid of speaking up here, because this person feels either victimizing or having some sort of victimization situation here, or just being very afraid of speaking up about things about the connection, just because they don't want to either disrupt the peace, or maybe because they feel it's not appropriate, or maybe because they feel it's not the right time to do so. But they have to do it, because a relationship at the end of the day is a team. If we are too individualistic within a connection, it can become very tough, because we will want to solve issues or problems in our own way, not really taking in account how the other person feels loved, or how the other person would feel like I'm doing something to sort this out. I'm not saying that being individualistic is a bad thing. I'm saying I actually think is a good thing, but when it's balanced beautifully with togetherness. Because what we have here with the Four of Swords and the Eight of Swords is somebody who is very afraid to speak up to the sake of getting things calm. Or I'm not going to really speak up, or I'm not going to really say this, I'm not going to really say that, but they have to. Otherwise, you always think that there is something more, right? Especially if this is one of those people, for some of you, that there's something that happens, they don't want to talk about it, but then they shut off, right? Are you okay? Yes. Yes, I'm fine. What's going on? Nothing. Tough, difficult. No, this is tough for you, because then you know that you are showing me that something is not good. I'm trying to understand what it is, and I just feel like you're not really giving me anything. So then you start thinking, is it me? Is it something that I did? Is it something that I said? It's tough here. And I want to call your attention for that, because it feels like this particular behavior might still be present here. Don't get me wrong, they bring a beautiful energy. But if there is this little glimpse of something from the past, because with the devil there is, that is still carried, we're just going to engage in the same cycle rather than something that is different. The issue here, or the question here, is not if they have feelings for you. Absolutely they have. Beautiful, right? Knight of Wands, Knight of Cups, definitely somebody who puts you up in a pedestal. They see you as a wish upon a star, or a dream come true. It's pretty, it's beautiful. But there's a part of them that they have to be willing to not change completely, but be a little bit more open about the way that they feel. Because you need that. You need to know that at the end of the day. This is not a question of if this person has feelings for you. They do. This is not a question if this person is going to come out of the woodwork. They will. But this is more a question if some things here are going to keep on happening. Especially some form of behavior here. About being too closed off, about being too restricting. There's something here, my gorgeous pile number 3. If you are in a connection with this person and we have been through a little bit of a tough time and there is a making up, absolutely, all right? The same as if this is a reconciliation. The thing is, there is the engaging on the same cycle. It's going to be different for all of you, what you pinpoint that this person does that you don't fully like. This person is nervous and they close themselves off. They see a lot of obstacles, a lot of problems, sometimes inexistent. And that is always a problem when it comes to keeping a light up, or an inspiration up, or something sparky. Because they just get into this overthinking ball. Where, a flame doesn't thrive at the end of the day. But definitely very into you, group number 3, and definitely somebody from whom you can really expect some form of communication here. I'm very happy for you, but I would have some form of conversation to really identify your intentions and your expectations, and also what are the intentions and expectations of this person, and really trying to understand if this is no longer here, because for the majority of you it will be. And this is tough. Engaging in a difficult cycle is tough, especially when we have something that can be so sweet but can still, in this new chapter, have these bitter connotations that we didn't really want to get, unfortunately. I wouldn't say that this is not something that is overcomable. I would just say that this is something that this person has to be aware and honest about at the end of the day. I have this tendency of doing this. I'm going to try and be better. That is great, right? That's the only thing we can hope for. But if this person is not really honest about this particular behavior that they possess or that they have, or whatever happened in the past, and it can be tough. This person is very insecure about something. They think a lot about your connection, absolutely. But they're very insecure about something. This can be something that they did prior, or this behavior that they have of not really bringing things up. They are very nervous about some form of behavior that they had in the past, and they feel very insecure that this could potentially indicate that we wouldn't have a new opportunity. But they are going to try anyway. Love you very much, gorgeous pal number 3. Not a question if this person has feelings for you. Absolutely they do, as much as you do. I just would like to have somebody who feels like things can be different. Whereas while this person can think that, I just want to see a little bit of action here, and not just so much mental anguish, or insecurity or nervousness. They should respect this queen that you are, and that they know you are. And just try to match that. because you deserve the nurturing, the care, the support, the calm, the serenity, the loyalty that you exude, and the openness that you have should be matched and reciprocated, because you give it so effortlessly. And this person would have to step up a little bit. Nonetheless, I love you very, very much. And this is where I'm going to love you and leave you. Bye, group number 3.